All right, guys, I am here with another video, and the other video, my light dropped, and I don't feel like getting it. I can't even bend over to get it, child. But in this video, as you guys already know, this is the second video. So if you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch the first video. But this video is going to be about things they don't tell you, right, when you are having your myomectomy, or I guess this would also be for your hysterectomy as well. But I did a laparoscopic myomectomy, and I'm going to be talking about things that they didn't tell me, right? And I just, like I said, I just feel like these videos, I didn't have these videos. It was like so in depth. And like I said in the first video, if you haven't seen it, if you're scared about talking about blood and poop and vaginas and all that stuff, then this is not the video for you. This is, a respectful page. However, I need to tell you what happened. There's no other way, right? I can't sugarcoat it. It is what it is. So I hate those videos. They're like, oh, TMI. Everything fell. TMI. I'm gonna say the word poop. Poop. It's like, girl, say you chew pooped. Was it hard? Was it sore? But to let me know so I can know what to ask for when it's time for me to get my medicine or whatever. You know. Anyway, this video is about things that they don't tell you. Okay, so this is on surgery day. This is my surgery. I was so nervous, y'all. We was driving in the car, and I was just like, first of all, we kind of got a little lost. And I was like, oh, God, we're going to be late for the surgery. We got lost. And it was okay, though, because, they have you there about 4 hours before anyway. So it was okay. But we were about 20 minutes late because we got lost, man. I didn't know what to do. I was like, you made the wrong turn to my husband. And so the surgery day, I was finished with the bowel prep, even though I was still going. So you may still be going, okay, during the surgery day. I was still going. And I had to let them know. I was like, doctors, I don't really know. I don't smell, but I still have my bowel prep going. I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to be like embarrassed about it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was still going. And I'm like, oh God, they might have to go do something. They're gonna see the bowel prep coming out, child. I was just like, okay, listen, I'm gonna let y'all know. Okay. They were like, don't worry. No, it happens. I was like, okay. I said, I think I'm done. I think I'm done pooping from the bowel prep, but I'm not sure. But listen, I feel that if I cannot be candid with you as my doctor, then you should not be my doctor. And that's just how I feel. You may feel differently, but that's how I feel. And so the bowel prep kept going even the day into the surgery. I was still pooping. Okay. Make sure if you're into like meditation or prayer, make sure you bring that with you. Like even like YouTube prayer or meditation or sounds, whatever it is that you're into. I like the prayer. I love the Abide app. I still fall asleep to it pretty much every night, but it was so helpful. I just had it playing in the room, the day of my surgery and like after, because they kept me for the night, and it was just so relaxing, and I had the lights off, and I just needed something to just kind of bring it together, just to bring peace, because I was just still very nervous, very, very, very much in pain, very scared, and I needed something to calm me down, even after the surgery. It was done, and I still was feeling very anxious. So if you're like me and you still have that feeling after surgery, you need a little something just to calm you down. I'm not into taking medicines like that, so I didn't want to ask for no volume or anything like that. They did give me that before surgery, and I was like, I'm not into that kind of stuff. But that prayer really helped me. Leave your valuables at home. When they say that, they mean it. Because, yeah, leave them at home. I didn't have anything stolen this time, but my last surgery or a surgery that I had in the past, I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Oh, 1 second. My alarm's going off. Okay, my wisdom teeth was taken out, and this is my daughter's phone. Child. I don't know how to work it. Wisdom teeth was falling out, taken out, and when I tell you that it was they stole my ring at that hospital. So leave your stuff at home, okay? And they're calling again. 1 second. I have her phone. You can come and get it. So anyway, um, yeah, so the wisdom teeth, they said they stole my ring. So leave your valuables at home. Um, also, you have to do a lot of paperwork when you're checking in. So make sure it's right there on the bed. Hurry up and get it. So you can do all of your paperwork. You know, it's a lot of stuff you have to sign. Make sure you read it thoroughly and you understand what's going on because you're anxious. You're like, oh boy, today's the day. Today is the day. And that's how you're feeling, you know? And finally, the day comes and you have to do that paperwork. And I was like kind of shaking, like with the pen, like, okay, what else? I need to sign something else. And they're like, yeah, read this. You're like, I can't read now. I can't read now. I don't know what I'm signing. Like, that's kind of where I was with it. But just to let you know, you'll have to sign a bunch of paperwork, right? And you'll have to change into your gown. And then that time comes, right? Change into your gown. Make sure you have good support. I have a wonderful husband, so he was able to be there for me, very supportive. Thankfully, my mom was also taking care of my children while I was having the surgery. So thankful for her. And I have a really great friend, my best friend, who was very, very helpful as well. So make sure you read those pre-op instructions too, so that you didn't mess it. I had to read them like 4 times. So I was like, wait, well, I take the prep at this time, and then I eat at this time, and then I can't eat anymore after this time, and then I could take fluids at this time. So, you know, make sure that you have, right, all of those things. Um, fasting, cleaning. Oh, shaving the hoo-ha. So I thought I shaved my hoo-ha, right? I thought I shaved my vagina area. And but apparently they were like, oh, we have to do. I guess I woke up and it was different, child. So listen, those nurses and people in there that prep you, they prep. Okay. So that's that. They gave me IV, right? They gave me IV. So when I went into I had another area that I went to, and I'm gonna try to put those pictures in there in this video. I had another area that I went to, and they gave me this wonderful these wonderful covers that were like they were like inflated, but they were heated blankets, and it was really light, and I love them. I was like, oh, I need this for the house, you know. And they had me, like I said, change into the nightgown and everything like that, and they started to hook everything up. I had my IV right here. I had what else? My pulse monitor, my blood pressure cuff, a bunch of other stuff going on. I think that was it. But I'm gonna try to put that video in here. And they put me on all those things. And I was just like, okay. And they came in, they were like, well, do you want something to relax you? And I was like, you know what, at this point, yeah, just give me something. And they gave me, I think it was volume. I don't really know. But they gave me something and I was kind of relaxed. But it honestly only relaxed me for about 10 minutes. After that, I was just like, I was kind of nervous again. So I don't know. Maybe they were supposed to wheel me back within 10 minutes. I have no idea. Anyway, I was waiting, it was kind of wearing off, and it was like, are you still nervous? Like right before, and I was like, yes. And they gave me more, and I was like, okay. And I remember talking to my husband as we were waiting. I was like, remember that show Saved by the Bell? He was like, yeah. And I just started talking about Saved by the Bell, stuff that didn't make any sense. But I guess it helped to relax me in that way. Um, yeah, so also make sure that you come in with your questions to ask about your, like I said before in the other video, your medicines and interactions and things that you shouldn't do, right? So I actually I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to take so much Tylenol. They're like, you can get um overdosed on Tylenol. I was like, really? Because I actually have angioedema, so I can't apparently take ibuprofen. It gives me a flare up. My whole face will swell up after a couple of pills. So not the first pill, not the second, maybe like after 2 days of taking ibuprofen, I'll just have a flare up. So I was just like, oh geez. So I didn't know that Tylenol, you could overdose on Tylenol. So that was that. Um, something that they didn't tell me, right? Um, And I forgot to ask questions like about the bandages, like what do I do with them, how to take them off. So make sure you get those questions because I found that if you're in the shower and you're putting hot water, I have one of those shower heads that you take off and you put the hot water directly on it while you're peeling it at the same time, you can get your bandages off like that. They're supposed to be taken off within 2 weeks, I think, in my situation. And I was like, I don't want to take them off. You can use that method and just kind of slowly take it off while the water's running, the hot water, to melt the adhesive because those things hurt, honey. Trying to get those bandages off, they really did hurt. Um, and I know I'm going back and forth, but I forgot to ask things about um, adhesions and endometriosis. I forgot to ask, and they didn't mention it. They didn't mention endomyosis or endometriosis, what happens during the surgery. But I can tell you that that was an experience in itself. Okay. But make sure you ask those questions like, hey, doc, if you find any of those things, will you take care of them during this surgery? Because I don't want to have to be opened up again. Okay. Um, anyway, I was brought to the operating room. And when I tell you, it was so cold. It was so cold. And it was so bright. And I was just like still very nervous. And I inched over onto the operating table. And they were like, okay, well, talking to me a little bit. And they were like, okay, breathe in. And they were like, okay, just breathe. I was like, breathe in. That one inhale, I was like a little loopy. The second inhale, I was even more loopy. It was like I couldn't hear. I think my left ear went out first and then my right ear. I couldn't hear anything. Like everything just went like like a white room, white noise, whatever you call it. And after that, the third inhale, they would like take some deep breaths. Third inhale. I took that third inhale. And then it was like like my eyes, I couldn't see. My eyes were open still, but I couldn't see. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, and I took the last inhale, closed my eyes, and it knocked me out apparently. The next thing I knew, I was up and they were like, Miss Johnson, you have to breathe. You have to breathe. The thing after surgery, I had kind of a hard time getting my breath together or getting the oxygen in or something like that because they kept saying breathe, 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 breathe. And I was just like, I'm trying, like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do it. Like it was difficult. So I just was trying to take those deep breaths and my lungs, I didn't have the capacity to do it. It was like my lungs couldn't do it. And I was just trying to breathe and trying to breathe. And eventually I got it together, and I was in recovery. And I remember them wheeling me out. I don't remember that whole wheeling process, but I remember them taking me out. And the next thing I know, I saw my husband. I was like, how's the kids? Like, everything okay? And he was like, yeah, they said the surgery went okay. And that was that. In the next video, I'm going to tell you about what they found in the surgery. Okay. So I hope that you stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay. If you're going through this, I understand. I was super nervous too. The only thing I can tell you is if it's bothering you that much, just do it. You know, I was so afraid to do it, and I'm so glad I did because I'll tell you why in the next video. Okay. Next video coming up.